Eaton. Approval for the minutes and finance report from the November 6th, 16th, and 20th meetings.
Mayor, before you start with the agenda and adopt the agenda, I want to let the board know that Commissioner Keely Pate has given me a letter indicating that he's resigning his position from the town commissioners. It's dated today's date and was given to the town clerk just a few hours before the meeting. I suggest that you amend your agenda to include acceptance of the resignation. You'd have to have a vote on that and discussion of replacement. The board is, the agenda, the approval of the agenda and its structure is up to the board, but I suggest that if you put it in after the swearing in of the new board members, that it would be the new board who would be deciding to the discussion about accepting the resignation and the potential replacement of Commissioner Pate for the remainder of his term. And additionally, the December meeting is what's called your organizational meeting, and you have to have a place on the agenda to select a mayor pro tem. That would also need to happen after the swearing in of the new board members. So I suggest that you add an agenda item to discuss the acceptance of the resignation of Commissioner Pate and discussion of potential replacement as two separate items. And then after that, also a room for discussion about the organizational meeting components, such as acquiring or assigning a new mayor pro tem, as well as the departmental assignments for each department. So, yeah, as a matter of procedure, I recommend that you have a vote on adopting the amended agenda as discussed, or as you might otherwise organize it.
Amended, and I would do let the new board members select the replacement. Since that's a new item.
Any motion to accept this now?
Or either way, but like I said, you could either accept the resignation now, the current board accept the resignation since they work with them, and have the new board to, take up the consideration of the replacement, or have wherever. But at first, I suggest that you decide how to amend your agenda, and then have a vote on that.
Put it in it.
Top order. Approval of minutes or acceptance of. Top order, then the acceptance of that. We can approve the minutes and financial report.
I got a motion already called over. Motion to accept Keely Pate resignation.
So, sorry, so just a minute.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you're getting it procedurally right.
Okay.
We need to.
You need to amend your agenda.
Amend it.
And if you want to, you have, make sure we have a discussion that's on the record as to where you're putting each of these items. So take first the, and then you can do it even in three separate votes, but you can also do it in just one. And if somebody will propose where to put each of those three, you can have a vote on it.
I make a motion that we amend the agenda and choose a new board member at the same time.
No, accept his resignation.
Accept his
You do
resignation
need to
first.
accept his resignation.
Yes. And then, is that all I need to say? Or do I need to say to
So-
choose a new one?
If I may make a suggestion based on the discussion, that you could make a motion to amend the agenda to include as an agenda item before the approval of the minutes, a vote to accept the resignation of Commissioner Pate. And that you could add an agenda item after the swearing in of the new board members, a discussion of potential replacement of Commissioner Pate, and as a final item before adjournment, you could have discussion of, mayor pro tem and departmental, assignments. It could be a vote. That could be a potential motion. And you could also simply say, you know, I move to amend the agenda as the attorney stated.
I move to amend the agenda as the attorney stated.
I'm gonna defeat a creek, another cat.
I got a motion, got a second. All in favor? Opposed likewise.
Actually, acceptance of Commissioner Pate's thanks. Commissioner Pate.
Motion to accept the resignation letter from Commissioner Pate, Kelly Pate.
If you don't mind, I could read it into the record if you like. Commissioner Pate states, "Dear Board, it is with heavy heart that I must resign from my position as Town Commissioner due to personal and medical reasons. I have enjoyed my position and taken it seriously because of my love for our town. Thank you to the town citizens for entrusting me with this opportunity to serve you. Sincerely, Edward Keeley Pate, 4 December 2023.
Motion to accept. Second.
I second it.
All in favor? Opposed likewise. Motion carried. Approval of the minutes for November 6th, 16th, and 20th.
I read them, I'll make a motion that we accept them.
Got a motion to accept?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Welcome guests, Ms. Betsy Kane, Upper Coastal Plain Government.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson. My name is Betsy Kane. I'm a planner with the Upper Coastal Plain Council of Governments. Ben Farmer is the head of my department, and some of you may know Ben. The Council of Governments has been working with the town on several projects, and we wanted to take the opportunity, as some of our towns are having changes in their elected leadership. We just thought it would be a good moment to kind of review our role, our work with the town, and just kind of give you a little bit of a status report, but mainly to familiarize those of you who are encountering this for the first time, or those of you who are continuing and just would like a refresher on our work with WCOMA. If you would refer to the handout that I distributed earlier. Some of you may know us as primarily a grant application and administration partner, and we do a lot of that, but I would like to just briefly go through with you the material in this presentation. My department within the Council of Governments is called Planning and Development Services, but we are also the Area Agency on Aging. We have the Workforce Development Board, and we are the designated economic development local partner for the 5 counties in the Council of Governments, which means we work with the U.S. Department of Commerce, Economic Development Administration. On the second slide in this handout, you'll see the map of North Carolina. There are 16 councils of governments in the state. They were established by state law many, many decades ago, and the board of directors of each council of governments is the region's local governments. Upper Coastal Plain, we are Region L, and it's hard to see it on the map, but you know where we live. and we have 46 member governments. There are 5 counties: Edgecombe, Nash, Wilson, Halifax, and Northampton. Those are the 5 counties in the region, and there are 41 towns and cities. Our largest city is Wilson, and then there's Rocky Mount and Roanoke Rapids, and all of the other towns are below that population size, most of them in the Lucama range. We have some towns that have as few as a few dozen residents, and we have others in the hundreds or a few thousand residents, but we're very accustomed to working with small towns. So we have a staff and we provide services to our members, just like every council of governments across the state. You'll hear me refer to them as COGS, just for short, COG. One very important aspect of our work with our towns and counties, and particularly with Lucama so far, is the provision of information about state and federal programs that may be of interest to local governments. And those can include grant-making programs and loan programs as well. So we are in contact constantly with state and federal agencies to stay abreast of what grant and loan opportunities are out there that could help our local governments with their priorities and projects. And we will regularly be in touch with local governments. We disseminate information about what grants are out there to be obtained, what loan programs, and oftentimes we'll hear from our communities that they think one of those could be of interest to them. A lot of our work is about water and sewer, but we also do many other things. Broadband, economic development, you name it. I would just say that the towns that get more out of their council of governments are the ones that stay in good touch with us. And we try to cultivate relationships with all of our local governments, but some naturally are more successful than others because they are also pursuing that relationship on their side and expressing interest in working with us. So that's why some towns end up seemingly obtaining more resources. Usually it's because either they are qualified for different programs, but also because their town staff and their board members are fairly active in keeping in touch with us. So there's a little map of the 5 counties and the municipalities, not all the municipalities. On the 4th slide, our impact in fiscal year 2022, workforce development, senior meals through the Area Agency on Aging, business support, transportation for those who need it for either medical reasons or other priorities. We have 65 active planning projects, and we're administering over $50 million of projects in our 5-county region. Planning and Development Services is my department within the COG, and we serve with planning services, economic development, community development, and disaster recovery and resiliency. The 6th slide says key federal partnerships. This region is in the Southeast Crescent Regional Commissions area. That is an economic development zone designated by the federal government, and there are many grant and loan opportunities that are currently taking place because of that designation. We have developed the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy for the region, and that takes a whole system approach, looking at all of the region and recognizing that there are a lot of complex issues that are connected and rely on each other. For example, workforce housing is related to employment and job opportunities, because as we've seen recently, housing continues to be an issue, affordability and reliability of housing. So we collaborate with our members on pursuing those goals. I'll give the train its time. We have several communities where the train runs right in front of Town Hall, and it can be a lot louder than here in Lucama. I will not try to read you this slide that has the comprehensive economic development strategy at a glance, but please feel free to peruse that. And again, other planning functions, we have all kinds of projects in development, from drinking water infrastructure and wastewater treatment to downtown development, disaster preparedness, digital inclusion, broadband planning, and the thing that I work on most, which is the American Rescue Plan Act. And like every other local government in the nation, Lucama had a financial award of money that was very flexible in response to the pandemic, and we're currently working with many towns to help them expend those funds. And my contact information, as well as Ben Farmer's, is on the back. I'm bkane@ucpcog.org. And let me refer you to the other one page. It's just one sheet of paper with a few bullet points. And I'll just briefly go over the projects that we've been working on with the town. As I mentioned, American Rescue Plan Act, we're helping all of our local governments with technical assistance on how to comply with the federal grant rules on that. Currently, the COG has the following grant projects and loan projects in Lucama. The CDBG Neighborhood Revitalization Grant, that dates from 2020 and is ongoing, to replace 3 to 4 low moderate income homes. The DEQ Drinking Water State Revolving Loan Fund, it was a $500,000 grant and a $905,000 loan to do water line repair and a new water storage tank in the town. Also, the DEQ Clean Water State Revolving Loan Fund, $500,000 grant, $967,500 loan, line repair on a number of streets. And we have also been advising the town more informally about the reuse of the bank building, but we understand that at a prior meeting to tonight's meeting, the board did approve that contract with NC Commerce and Bruce Nagelin to provide services, which I would highly recommend him to any small town trying to revitalize a downtown building or reuse a building. He's probably one of the best positioned people in the whole state, and he's worked on this in many, many communities and really knows what he's doing. So good for you for signing him on to be that provider. We have reached out to Bruce, and I've let Darlene know we're available to assist with that contract. Even though your contract is with him, we play well with others, and we do have some services that are already paid for in our budget, where we've let Bruce know we could, ride herd on some tasks that he needs to do for that project. Any questions for me at this point? And I know we have I'm not familiar, I haven't been to a Lucama Town Board meeting, I'm sorry, so far. So I'm not familiar with who's outgoing and who's coming in new. But I just wanna say that we are very pleased, all of us at Upper Coastal Plain are very pleased with the progress that the town has made. You have worked very, very hard over the last few years to turn some things around that had not been going well. A great deal of progress was made, and we just want to acknowledge that and pledge our assistance to helping your elected officials and your staff continue to make that good work happen for the town. And if you need anything, we work for you. So you're very welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if there's no questions for me, I will say good night and Merry Christmas.
Say Merry Christmas. Gary, right?
I declined to comment. I sent an email that'll address some of it, so thank you.
Next is, departments. Fire department, electric department, Commissioner Mason.
Mayor, I wanna skip the public comment section.
Okay.
Just before the department reports. It was just here.
Commissioner Mason?
For the fire department, we had 12 first responder calls, 5 auto accidents. We had a gas leak. We had a total for this, month of 32 calls. And for this year so far, we have had 356 calls. We're working hard. Fire department does a good job. Very good job.
Commissioner Johnson, water and sewer?
Jake told me all the water samples come back good. Sewage pump been installed, so the sewage is back up. Cabin Brant Drive. They've had dry months, sewage bill should be a lot cheaper, instead of what.
All right, Commissioner Payne? Street Department beautification. You got anything?
Calls for service one, those for traffic, 10, they were self-initiated. The self-initiated total was 177, calls for service 29, a total of 206 calls total.
Anything on the beautification?
As far as beautification, we, decorated the park and down Main Street. So we got that completed prior to, the jingles in the park.
It looks nice, especially the lights. I get to
And you
enjoy
guys,
those at night because of living on Main Street.
Our public works employees did a great job getting it done.
Yes, they did.
Commissioner Miss, streets and parks?
For the park, like I said, the park is decorated, looks very good. Thank you to all who helped get that looking nice. We had our Jingling Park Friday night. It was a great success. I want to thank, Jody, Kim, Marcy, Ms. Dana, Mr. Mayor, anybody that, helped, put it together. Also want to thank Little Rock Church, Vision Church, and the Common Methodist for their help. It was a great success, and, like I said, the park looks good. As far as street, where we at on the sidewalks?
Yeah, we're getting two more bids.
Okay, all right, that's all I have, thank you.
Commissioner Lamb, library community group.
The library, the November door count was 169, reference questions answered 55, computer usage 17, materials checked out 298, new library cards issued 3. And her program, Let's Talk Turkey, that was a family thing, and she had 12 participants. And they will be closed for Christmas, December 25th through the 27th, and open back up normal hours on the 28th. She has 2 programs planned for January on the 18th, in-person family story time, 10:30. I told you before that when it's the early one in the morning, it's for the kids that are not old enough to go to school. And then the 25th will be winter walk programs, that's at 3:30. And so she always plans ahead. And as far as things are going well at the libraries, you can hear from this, and should know. And I was still waiting on the blind.
We got one, it was too heavy, so we got to return it and get a lighter weight blind.
Where did it come from?
Lowe's.
Okay. That's, okay. And then the community building is going very well. Just like the park, it's being used sometimes the two at the same time with the jingle in the park and other things that they have. And if you've ever been in the park or to the community building, you should be proud of them. So we're just so happy that we have it. That's all I had on them, since thank goodness we're no complaints.
swear in on the new members. I like to say, you're good.
I made a very good mayor.
You have,
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you.
Couldn't have been better.
Joanne T. Please repeat after me, or put your right hand on the Bible, raise your left hand. I, Joanne Talton Teague, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I, Joanne Talton Teague, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina,
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina,
and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof. I'm sorry.
and to the
To the constitutional powers.
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
Which are or may be established.
which are or may be established for the government thereof,
And that I will endeavor to support,
and I will endeavor to support,
maintain, and defend
maintain, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and that I will
and that I will
well and truly execute
willingly execute,
well and truly execute
the
duties of the office of Town Commissioner
the duties of the office of Town Commissioner,
according to the best of my knowledge
according to the best of my knowledge
and ability according to law,
and ability according to law.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
I was gonna do that.
I found out, but I just didn't.
Well, you know. We're a work in progress.
That's what you
Yeah, Peggy, I appreciate you serving on the board. You served a long time.
Yeah, somebody asked me how long, I don't know.
Back in the
Don't do
90s.
that.
You and I were back in the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah, I know the first time I ran was in the 90s. Yeah,
I think you came on in 94 or 96.
I'm not sure, but I'd like you to check on it if you can. Okay. I might go in down in history.
It's definitely a record.
I've been serious.
I'm gonna do that in my hands so I can
We
read it.
didn't say wedding vows, we had Mr. D reading them out, we said I will.
Good move. 62.
All right. Thank you.
She.
Okay, What's your right? In a second. Look at my. Yeah, I gotta have my glasses. I'll leave that sweater there.
Miss Kimberly,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
let's bring out the Bible. Repeat after me. I, Kimberly Flowers Joyner,
I, Kimberly Flowers Joyner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina,
to the state of North Carolina,
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
which are or may be established
which are or may be established
for the government thereof,
for the government thereof,
and that I will endeavor to support,
and that I will endeavor to support,
maintain, and defend
maintain, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and that I will
and that I will
well and truly execute
well and truly execute
the duties of the office of Town Commissioner
the duties of the office of Town Commissioner
according to the best of my knowledge
according to the best of my knowledge
and ability,
according to law,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Yes, they're always cold. Don't pay them no mind.
You got it.
Mr. Creech. Alright, please repeat after me. I, Matthew Creech,
I, Matthew Creech,
do
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina,
to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
which are or may be established
which are or may be established
for the government thereof,
for the government thereof,
and that I will endeavor to support,
and I will endeavor to support,
maintain, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and that I will
well and truly execute
the duties of the office of mayor
the duties and office of mayor
according to the best of my knowledge
according to the best of my knowledge
and ability,
and ability,
according to law,
so help me God.
so help me God. Thank you. Before we start off, I'd like to go ahead and say and thank once again for Miss Mason, Miss Lambs, and Mayor Johnson's Okay, you're
service.
official.
All right, thank you. Their service to the town. It takes a very special individual to come into politics, and even though sometimes we do not agree, once again, it does take a very special person to come and do this type of work. So I want to thank them for their service and acknowledge their service to the town and what they were, and the best intentions that they had in mind. So thank you. Moving to Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a motion to discuss the office of Mayor Pro Tem?
Mayor, before that on the agenda was the discussion regarding the replacement of Commissioner Tate's position.
Very well. Is there a motion to discuss replacement for Commissioner Pate's position?
I'll make a motion to
Very well.
discuss it.
Very well. Is there a motion second? All right. Motion is seconded by Commissioner Johnson. Motion is now up for discussion.
I have someone in mind. I don't know how anybody else would feel about it, but you know, when I ran because I want things to improve for the town. And I feel like it would be a great disservice if we did not consider this person to take that seat, because this person has a lot of knowledge of the projects that we have currently going on in the town. They have a lot of knowledge of the current infrastructure and everything that we have going on in the town. So, I mean, I would like to nominate Jeff to take that commissioner seat. That's just my 2 cents.
Is there another discussion regarding that? I would like to include, council, am I allowed to give my opinion as well? I would like to give my opinion as well, and though I have nothing personal against, former Mayor Johnson, I do believe that even though we have a process, even though I believe that you have the best intentions in mind, Commissioner Joyner, that I believe that this would be, in my opinion, from what I'm observing, usurping the political process. Even though we have a gentleman that has been, and I say this respectfully, even though we do have a person that is has been voted out from the position that he does have, and then he is being replaced for another person that he does have. I believe that it would be in our best intentions to nominate someone new. That is what I believe. And I believe that that is what what the political process is about. I don't mind. I would personally believe that if we should vote for someone new. If we can't decide on that, then we should make a motion to table this matter and discuss and come up with a number of options. That's what I believe we should do.
Well, how does this process usually work?
Yeah, so there's two processes outlined in state statute, or that are, UNC School of Government's put out some guidance on replacing a vacancy on the town board. You can choose either a motion and vote, which is traditional, that somebody makes a motion and then another person seconds and there's a vote. Or persons can choose the ballot method, whereby all the commissioners submit a ballot with their the person that they would like to fill the vacancy on the ballot. And if there's a person who has gained the majority of the nominations, then that person is the nominee. And if there's not, then you can go have a process whereby the lowest nominees are drop off until you end up with a majority. Either one of those is fine. Somebody can just say, you know, just make a motion at any time, and that's fine. Or you can make a motion that you choose the nomination method. So either one of those are certainly options. Or you could also, you could table it to some other time. So those are all options.
But I can legally make a motion for us to vote.
You can.
To see if the other commissioners want to vote that way.
Sure.
Is there a motion to?
I make a motion that we vote to see if the rest of the commissioners, you know, are interested in having someone that has the knowledge.
You don't have to make a motion to vote. You can just make a motion on the subject if you're inclined to do that.
I don't know, is Jeff still here?
Are we still? Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Have we accepted a motion yet? Or are we still in discussion?
There's not been a motion made from my knowledge.
Personally,
He's here. He's
First,
here.
He's here. Jeff, would you be willing if I make a motion for you to would you be willing to serve on the board as a commissioner?
Be glad to.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'd like to make that motion then.
I do have a discussion though. In my opinion, from what I'm looking at, we should go to the third person that the people actually wanted, which was Miss Blaylock. I'm sorry, not Miss Blaylock, but Miss Bullock. That is the third person that is here.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, wait a minute,
Ma'am,
wait,
please sit down.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry, first of all, are you saying the third person by what, by votes?
By votes.
Okay, well, do we need to go look, cause she didn't have the third highest votes, actually.
She,
Yes, you did.
She did.
Not
who
when
was,
it
well then, who
okay,
was it then?
Not once it was certified.
Okay,
Once it was certified, you had 78 votes.
I remember, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Judy Mason would have been the next one in line.
okay.
No, miss.
Excuse me.
Or would it be the next one?
No,
Not
not for the
according to the certified
certified
votes, no ma'am.
Just so everybody knows that that's an option, that's, there's any way that you can choose who you want to fill the vacancy. It could be the next highest vote getter in the election, it could be a former, board member, it could be the mayor, it could be, anybody is an option, there's no statutory rule about who.
Okay.
As long as they're eligible to be on the board, that is a condition.
Okay, well then I make a motion for us to vote on Jeff to be a commissioner then.
There's a motion on the floor for accepting Jeff Johnson as, a new commissioner. All in favor say aye.
It was the second.
There was a second.
She was the
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, there was a second.
made and seconded.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
David, did you, okay, I'm sorry.
motion passes. Moving on to selection of mayor pro tem. Do I have a nomination for mayor pro tem?
Well, if I may, I would like to. I would like to recommend Jeff. He knows the job, he just got finished with the job, he knows the town. I think he would be the perfect person to step up where that's right. So do I need to make that in form of a motion?
That needs to be.
Okay, I'll make a motion that Jeff be appointed mayor pro tem.
There's a motion on the floor to make
I second.
Commissioner Johnson a mayor pro tem. Is the motion seconded?
Second motion.
All right, very well. Motion is seconded. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Is there any additional business?
Yes, I believe it's appropriate for the mayor to make, departmental assignments at this meeting, with the organizational meeting.
I am not prepared to give that just yet.
Okay.
That will be done this week and I'll be assigned. However, may I ask the board if they could provide me with their email addresses, please, so I can go in that and their contact information, I can get in touch with them, please. I'm not prepared at this time for that.
Okay, and I have to look back, if you don't mind, contact me, and see if it needs to be made at a meeting or not. That's something that we.
Once again, is there any additional business? Very well. Is there a motion for adjournment? Pardon?
You have an air light
Yeah,
adjustment?
Oh, yes.
What did you say?
We have a maintenance issue concerning our telephone poles. Due to the information that's been presented to me at the last minute, I'm going to defer that information to Ms. Hooks. And she will be, addressing that information.
Okay. So as we're all, we're aware, the area lights right now there's a $50 fee for a light to be installed on a pole. There is a $100 fee for a pole to be installed. So we've got them set different ways. There are different tiers to this. What we're looking into, so it's $150 total to have an area light installed in somebody's yard. What they're looking into, or what we're wanting to look into doing is based on the information of other towns surrounding us. We're thinking of, we would like you guys to just, the way that Tom has explained it to me and Linwood also, we're looking into increasing the area light that would attach to the pole. The pole is gonna stay $100. The area light's gonna change from 50 to 125. In total, for a total installation of an area light, it would be 225 instead of the original 150. So that's what.
Are these lights that people will put up in their personal?
Yes, it'll be, area lights, yard lights.
Okay, yeah.
And it's really just to cover the cost of the lights have gone up, they're
Oh, yeah.
way higher than they used to be.
Everything has.
So, yeah, so that's all it is, they're just we're looking into increasing the price of the
Also,
light.
LED lights when that's
Yeah.
like, you know, and more.
Yes, that's right, those are a lot more expensive,
And you
LEDs,
talking about going up to what now?
from 50 to 125, only for the light, the pole will stay 100. So So in total, if somebody wanted a total installation of an area light in their yard, it would be $225 versus, unless it's a new construction, they would have a area light installed with no charge. It would be a part of their installation of their electric, their measuring off. The area light in Florida door is $225, the area light on its own is $125, and the pole's $100. Nothing's changing except the cost of that light from here to $125.
Is there a motion on the floor to accept this?
Motion so moved, we,
Alright.
we don't like it, very expensive.
Okay. A motion on the floor, is the motion second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Best. All in favor by saying aye. All opposed? All motion passes. Is there any additional information? Alright. Is there a motion on the floor to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion given by Commissioner Best, is there a second? Alright, motion done by Commissioner Johnson. All in favor by saying aye.
Uh,
All opposed? Any